green card. What I want
Yeah.
is the benefit of going back and seeing my children.
You can go back and see your children now.
It's the one and only Digo Double G.
Oh, Gino, it is so funny that you yourself got yourself someone from a sugar daddy website. You promised her the world, the stars, the moon, a visa. You promised to bring her children over. And now you're holding the paperwork over her head? Come on, we can do better. Hello everyone and welcome back to Chisme Corner. This is Karen and we're gonna cover the finale of 90 Day Fiancé. And buckle up because we are getting a 5-episode tell-all. And it's gonna be so juicy because they're gonna be living together in a mansion. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get started. Now let's talk about our favorite people, right? Jasmine and Gino. They're arguing about the paperwork that you submitted, that you not submitted, that you write it, that you are not, that you fill out the freaking paperwork. Now, Gino says that a couple days ago, when they were home, they were filling up the paperwork, that he even asked Jasmine to sign some stuff for him.
So you didn't submit it?
No, you're not listening.
Did you submit the paperwork, yes or no?
For some reason, this pisses off Gino, and he's just like,
Don't tell me yes or no. You were there when I was filling it out. Do you remember that? Yes or no?
and they're just going back and forth. Eventually, we find out that Gino did fill out the paperwork, but he didn't submit it. He's only 80% done. He still needs 20% of it. Immigration paperwork is very extensive. There's a lot of stuff in it. There's a lot of complicated terms. I'm not saying that Gino's in the right, but I am saying that it takes a long time. And if you fill out a couple pages and you take a break and then you fill out more pages, then I don't blame him for doing that. They could hire a lawyer, right, to fill out the paperwork, but we rather spend the money on the beauty pageant than actually spend that money on getting a lawyer to fill out the paperwork. She then tells him, "You ruined my life." The line that she uses all the time.
I am working on it. I just haven't submitted it yet.
Also, you, Gino, what are you thinking? Like, didn't you quit your job to spend time with Jasmine? So wouldn't you have enough time in your hands to also fill out the paperwork? It's like neither of you are thinking and just acting dumb and stupid. It's like, what can I do to hurt Jasmine? And Jasmine is thinking, what can I do to hurt Gino? Like, you quit your job for a reason. Fill out the stupid paperwork.
This could have been such a happy night for me.
Yeah, well then why do you gotta start all this bull with me?
Let's not forget that you're the one that started this conversation with, "Stop acting like you're the perfect husband, Gino. You're trying to be supportive." You're the one that started the conversation like that. So Jasmine starts walking away and she's like, "You're crazy, Gino, and you're trying to make me crazy." Even though she's already crazy, like no one's trying to make her crazy. But Gino then tells us,
I'm really frustrated because she's never really happy.
he does say that he's not feeling the love right now. And how much you guys want to bet that this is going to lead to a conversation about his ED? How much you guys want to bet?
He quit his job to have time for me. I have no status at all.
Which is one of the most important things to do. That is just pathetic from Gino. So Jasmine goes back upstairs to the hotel room and she looks up at Gino and she's like, "I'm gonna ask you one more time. Why are you denying me my basic right of having a permanent resident?"
What the fuck are you talking about, Jasmine?
Talk about, I'm the one that's been working on all this.
He has this like stupid grin in his face and he's like, "I'm the one that has been working on it. What are you talking about, Jasmine?"
Give me my passport. Why you
What
have all
don't
my
you got?
legal documents?
So I guess Gino has her passport, and not only does he have her passport, but since the moment that she arrived to the States, Gino hasn't given it to her. And he only gives it to her when they go to trips. He'll give it to her, while they're at the trip. And then once they're back, he'll take it from her again.
If I gave you your passport, you'd lose it.
But Jasmine thinks that he is, trying to trap her. And I have to agree with Jasmine on that. I don't think that Gino should be holding her passport. I think that Jasmine should have full access to it, even if it's for legal purposes that Gino wants to say or he wants to think that that's the case. But that is a very important document, and here in the United States, you're not able to do a lot of things without documents that support who you are. And if anything were to happen, and Jasmine doesn't have access to that, I could only imagine how difficult it would be for her to get everything together. So no, yeah. No way. You need to give her passport like yesterday. Now, Jasmine is like, give me my passport. I want you to give it to me. So Gino tells her, fine, I'll give you the passport. I'll give you the passport and I'll give you all the documents that you want. And not only that, but now, Jasmine, you're gonna have to do your own paperwork for your legal process.
Any paperwork that has to be done, you're gonna do it.
What? Weren't you the one that quit their freaking job to handle all of that? Weren't you the one that said that you were going to do that for her? Put this into perspective. You got her off a baby sugar website. You promised her that you were gonna bring her to the States. So keep your end of the promise, okay? Keep your end of the promise.
I'm gonna do any more work on the paperwork until we are in a good relationship.
It is so frustrating to see you hold the paperwork over her head like it's a fucking privilege. Like, what is wrong with you? Why would you even do that? Do you not realize how abusive it sounds for you to say, if you don't do what I want you to do, if you don't please me the way I want you to please me, then I'm not gonna submit the paperwork for you?
Having the paperwork means that I can go back to see my children, idiot.
I don't necessarily agree with that, like, she wants to go back to see her children. They never really been a priority, so why are you making a priority right now? You can simply just say, that is the benefit of knowing that you're here in the States without feeling like you're gonna get deported at any time. That is the reality of this. You need the paperwork because at any moment, if things don't play out, you could be sent back home and you don't want that. But at least admit it and do not use your children as a tool for us to feel bad for you. But then Gino tells her this.
You can go back and see your children now.
Which is so fucked up. He's literally telling her, just leave right now. I don't care. Go back to Panama right now.
Get out of this room. I don't want you here. Get out of here. I don't want you here.
No.
I'm not spending the night with you. Get out.
No.
Get out!
So she gets out, and in her confessional, she's telling us that this is a really difficult moment for her because
I always thought of Gino like a kind, generous soul. He told me that he will provide to me a home here in the United States.
And that's what happens when you get yourself into situations, because Gino knew what he was getting from Jasmine, and Jasmine knew what he was getting from Gino. So that's exactly what's happening right now. You knew what you were getting with Jasmine, Gino. So why don't you complete your end of the promise?
My husband left a credit card here, open, and I would like to get a second room under that credit card.
And I would do the same thing. I am so thankful that she got a second room under his credit card because yes, make that man pay for it. He wants you to get out of the room, then he can pay for the room too.
If Jasmine doesn't want to wait on the paperwork, she can travel to Panama and see her children like now.
Gino thinks that what he just said on his confessional is like super normal, the fact that he's holding her paperwork over her head. This is times where we get reminded that it's not just Jasmine the one that's abusive towards Gino, it's also Gino the one that has and is abusive towards Jasmine. It opens our eyes more and more because we already know that is the case, but sometimes, one episode don't make Jasmine seem like the most crazy person, the most abusive one, and then the next episode they'll make Gino seem like the most crazy person and the most abusive one. The behavior that Gino is displaying right now is one of the most abusive behaviors whatsoever, because you're holding literal paperwork that is going to change her life and that you promised to give her. That paperwork is incredibly important. It gives her the right to work. It gives her the right to be here. It prevents her from being deported. Like, it's not just a game. It's not just a toy. It's not like if Jasmine was holding sex from Gino. Like, those things are not the same. Holding a paperwork that gives you access to being a citizen of the United States and holding sex are two completely different things. But they continue to talk about how their marriage is ending, how things are not working out.
I don't see how we're gonna survive.
My marriage is just at the verge of the breaking point.
I wouldn't be surprised if we get a trailer for their last resort at the tell-all, to launch them into, we're getting Gino and Jasmine. Will they work out? No, they won't. They're gonna be in the single life and all those things. So Yeah, that's what we get from them. After the disaster that we witnessed last time between Sophie and Rob, and then Kay, the one that claims not to be lesbian, but it looks like she is in love with Sophie because that's the only explanation to her horrible reaction to what happened last week. Now, Rob is back in the apartment because it turns out that they're gonna have a conversation about it.
My mum doesn't like him, my friends don't like him, I still stayed with him, I've given him so many chances.
Sophie, this would have never happened if you would have broken up with him from the start. He had showed you the signs of what your relationship was going to look like with him, and you still chose to marry that man, okay? You still chose to be with that man. And now you're wondering why he's breaking up with you? You wouldn't do it.
Sophie, you asked me to come back here. Why?
Because I don't understand what the you just did.
The problem right here with this situation is that it feels like Sophie is butthurt at the fact that she wasn't the one breaking up with Rob. That's what the problem is for her. It's not the fact that the relationship didn't work out or that she's just too sad. No, it's the fact that she wasn't able to break up with him. Sophie is standing there, not speaking, just quiet, taking a sip of her freaking Coke. And Rob is like, you know, you asked me to come here. Why do you ask me to come here?
If you can't let go of anything...
I should have left you.
And what did I just tell you guys? What did I just tell you guys? That is exactly what it is.
So is that what this is about? That you wish you would have just left me?
I hate the fact that I have to agree with Rob in this scenario. But in a marriage, if you want a relationship to work out, if you want to make things work, there's no way that you can move in with your best friend and every time that things get difficult, you just get out.
I'm asking you to show me that why I should give you a chance.
Yes, he has a lot to prove to you. He does, and he needs to prove to you that he wants to be with you. But how is he supposed to show that to you if you guys are not living together?
Like, you don't get it, and it's like, fine. Dump me.
If I
Dump
don't
me.
get it-
Bye. You'll never see me again then. Goodbye.
Girl, he just tried to fucking leave and you called him to come back. You called him to come back. Rob steps out. He's like, you know, I don't want to try to fight when we're not gonna get anywhere. So he leaves. I totally feel bad for her. Like, I genuinely feel bad for Sophie because we have seen since the beginning of their relationship that Rob was the one making a majority of the mistakes. But you also didn't try when the time was given for both of you to try.
I just don't want to deal with it anymore. I don't want to talk about it. Dump me over what? I didn't do anything.
Now she's having an anxiety attack, and I feel horrible for her because all of this could have been avoided if she would have just broken up with him.
How dramatic can he be? Are we sure he's not a female? I think I'm more of a man than Rob is.
The worst part about the situation is that Sophie has the worst people surrounding her, giving her opinions on what she needs to do with her life. Her mom is horrible, and then Kay doesn't help at all. So Sophie steps outside. She wants to know where Rob is because she wants to talk to him. She gets in the car, and you can just hear the audio. You know, she's sad, she's crying. She's telling Rob that she's just overwhelmed. She has a lot of anxiety, and then she says, I'm not happy around you.
If you're not happy around me, then you probably shouldn't be with me.
No, because you can be not.
Why do you want to be with him, Sophie? It's the whole, oh, I can fix him. I can fix him. You cannot fix him. You cannot fix him. This man needs to fix himself. And those few good moments are going to overshadow all the bad moments that you have had with him.
As many times as I've said I can't do this, I don't feel loved, what do you expect?
And now, you know, you're questioning why this is happening. And
I'm not trying to make you the bad guy, but you have to be honest with yourself.
it's not so much about who's the bad guy in this relationship right now, is what are you guys willing to do for the other person? A marriage is about working things out. And if you guys are just thinking about, oh, who's the bad guy? I'm the bad guy. No, he's the bad guy. It's not gonna go anywhere. Just move on.
You know, all of my 20s has been Rob. So I've put in the best years of my life to Rob. And for it to just fail is like such a waste.
Girl, you're 24. You are 24. Stop it with, oh, the best years of my life. The best years of your life are right now. They are happening as we speak. And you still have a chance to enjoy those years of your life with someone else other than him.
And I can't accept it's not gonna work.
Why? Why can you not accept that it's not gonna work out anymore? Just because your pride is telling you to not accept it? They go back inside the house, right? And the argument continues. Rob is telling her that she's not really, putting any effort into the relationship. And Sophie is like, fight for me, Rob. I want you to fight for me. I just want you to fight for me. Eventually, Rob steps outside because he's just fed up with it. Sophie's like, fine. If you don't want to be with me, then just leave.
All right. You want me to leave?
Take the squishmallow.
2 seconds later.
I want that, actually.
This is so stupid. I can't. Sophie continues to have a panic attack outside while Kay is trying to calm her down, definitely looking at the next relationship, a 90-day fiance right here. And then Rob
I am sad, but I'm also kind of numb.
knows that they're not seeing eye to eye and it is better for both of them to just not be together. And I cannot agree more. Please stop being together. Please stop. For everyone's sake and happiness, just stop being together.
Later.
Emily and Kobe told Emily's parents that they're gonna have a child, and they're like, so when are you moving out? Yesterday, right?
Emily's gonna want to stay as long as she can.
They got to get their life together.
Well, they're not gonna do it here. They need to do it in their own place.
Emily's just being very picky about the house that she's moving into, and Kobe is thinking,
I feel like all the houses we looked at so far, I feel like it's livable. Exactly.
we'll be fine, we'll be happy. It's not gonna be the house of your dreams, but it's still gonna be a home. Like, is anyone really buying houses of their dreams right now? Because they're so expensive.
Here almost 5 years.
Emily's like, oh my God, I did not expect you to have this reaction. What reaction do you want them to have? You guys have been here for 5 years, and you have to think that, it's taking a toll on them to have to watch your children when you need them. They don't get the peace that they used to have. They don't get the peace that they want to enjoy. Then her dad starts telling her, this is for you guys' own good. You guys need to move out. You guys need to have your own personal space. And Emily becomes extremely defensive.
Oh my God, if someone mentions I have to think about moving out, where is it not clear that I have said I want to move out and buy a home?
Shut up. Honestly, shut the fuck up. Like, you are here in your parents' home. They're letting you, allowing you to stay here, okay? And more than likely rent-free because you've been trying to save up money to buy yourself a house. The least you could do is be quiet, because the amount of attitude that you are giving right now to your parents when they're not even being rude to you.
What?
But for me, I feel like they're making a valid point. And I didn't never tell that I was still living with your parents.
But I'm so thankful that Kobe actually stepped in and he was just like, I agree with your parents. Like, I understand why they're uncomfortable and I understand that they just want us to move out.
I'm not 12. Like, yes, I'm 32 and I live in your home, but like...
Yes, you are not 12, but you're sure acting like you are 12. And your husband is not standing up for you because your husband knows that you're in the wrong. That's what a relationship is about.
I mean, I really thought the reveal would be something like, oh, that's so great. So it's like...
Let them have that reaction. Like, they're not mad at you getting pregnant. They're upset at the fact that you're still living with them and you're bringing more kids into the world. Like, fine, go ahead and do that in your home.
Very hormonal. I saw baby today. We told the kids today and they were so happy.
Yes, her hormones are all over the place, but this is not the reaction that you need to give your parents.
I 100% agree with Lisa and David about moving out.
Eventually, Kobe tells him, I understand where you guys are coming from, and I'm telling you that even if we have to rent, we are moving out. We are not having this child here, and I just want you guys to know that because I 100% agree with them. I mean, as we know, Kobe and Emily bought a house already. They're not living with their parents anymore. They had their baby. Things are great. And we're moving on to Angela and Michael. Angela is teaching Michael how to wash clothes here in the States, and she's just separating everything. Then the worst part comes because Angela's now showing him how to put the soap on the washer. And this is simple. It wouldn't be a problem. But the moment that she opens up the washer and we see all the residue on it and we see all the detergent and the soap that has been left for probably years, it just drives me insane. Also, did you guys know that you're not supposed to put a lot of soap on your washer because you actually shorten the time of your washer and your clothes?
When this sounds, take them out the dryer, put them in there, put this load in here, put another load in, and while these are washed, fold the clothes that was in the dryer before. Can you remember that?
Right off the bat, Angela's already giving Michael many responsibilities, telling him already what he's gonna do, what he's not gonna do, how he always has to put himself last because the kids come first. And in my opinion, it's just a lot of information for the first couple of days that he is there. Like, it is the next day and we're about to celebrate Christmas. I love Christmas. Like, Christmas is so special to me. They're celebrating and the kids come out all wearing kind of matching outfits, you know, like ugly sweaters. They look so adorable, they look so sweet. And as they're eating, Angela's like, now it's everyone's turn to stare down at Michael and watch him eat.
Good? Meat is meat, right?
No, it's not.
And let's hope that this time she's not gonna spit on his face if he has any reactions to the food that he's eating. Like, what if he's not in love with the ham? Are you going to take a bite out of it and then spit it on his face? Because that's what you did last time.
This time, I'm not spitting anything out.
Then the kids start asking him questions that were probably given to them by production because it sounds like they were reading them off the teleprompter. They asked many questions, but there's one question in specific that I wanted to touch on, and that is when they asked him if they receive presents over there in Nigeria.
Is they cook, they share the food to neighbors, outsiders.
I can just relate so much to him when he said that, because back in Mexico, when we celebrate Christmas, it is a journey. We get up early on the 24th, we start making the tamales, we start making all the meat that we're gonna eat, we make all the side dishes, we make the salads, we make all the food. But at the end of the day, it's literally just about like being together. One of my best memories of Christmas have been just sitting around with my aunts, with my cousins, making food and sitting around at the table, enjoying the food, and then later on just sitting around the fire pit. And then they asked him what his favorite part about being in America is. And this is what he says.
I am with my new family and I'm with my wife. We are living together as one family.
We already know that it is best for him to say that, you know, being with Angela is literally the best thing that could have happened to him. And then Skylar jumps in and she's just like, you know, is America different than Nigeria? And I mean, of course it is. Of course it's different.
I ain't seen you take pictures or anything.
If she were to go to Nigeria, she will be taking pictures everywhere, you know, all the time. Like, how come you haven't taken any pictures? And Michael's like, well, I lost my phone before coming here. And he doesn't want to say the real reason why.
Me mom broke the phone.
And Angela's like, oh great, now everyone here knows that I'm an abuser. The tension is rising up, so it's time for the kids to go to sleep. Angela goes to the kitchen with Skylar, and Skylar's like, Mama, you broke the phone. And Angela tells us that the reason why she broke the phone was because Michael had told her that he got rid of the chat, you know, Paradise Man, and then all of a sudden he gets a notification. Angela sees it, takes the phone away from him,
and I just snapped and I said, you know what? I said, now, Paradise that bitch.
Angela, you are an abusive bitch. You are one of those people that perpetrates domestic abuse on a daily. It's just, we have to keep reminding everyone that this is who you are. And then Skylar.
So do you think destroying the phone solved the problem? That was all your evidence you had on there.
That's what you care about. Not about the fact that your mom just confessed to throwing someone's phone on the floor and stepping on it multiple times. Her partner. That is abuse. That is abuse. And you guys don't care about that. Like, it is unbelievable to watch people like Skylar and Angela just sit there and watch.
Hire you somebody to do it. Get a private investigator or something. And
Angela's just like, well, it's just I'm tired. Like, I don't want to do this. Like, we've been together for such a long time. I just don't really want to do this.
Just for a couple months, I just want to quit worrying about everything.
Not only is she an abuser, but she's also neglectful to the harm that her smoking in the house does to her grandchildren. You care so much about what they're going through. You care so much about their life and their well-being, but you light up a cigarette in the kitchen while they're in the living room? Disgusting behavior.
And if you want to get a detective, give me a couple weeks. Let me enjoy this fantasy that you call.
And then on her confessional, she says that she doesn't want to hire a PI right away because she wants to give Michael time to adjust and see if he's being honest. But in the same episode, we're gonna see her get a PI. So did she really give him time? No, she didn't. So it's only been 2 weeks since Michael got here. And Angela, even though she said she was gonna wait, you know, to see if he was lying, she's not waiting. And now she is going to a PI.
Now that you got him a new phone, I mean, have you seen him doing anything?
Angela says that she asked him for his phone, and there was this moment where Michael jumped. And it is no secret that Michael was hiding something from her. And it's no secret that he has been hiding something from her.
So handsome.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome, Todd.
Wait for Michael to say something like that about someone, and she would literally throw whatever she has on her hand, but she can say it. She can say it. And I really wonder, is that PI also gonna get all the dirty stuff on you? All the times that you have flirted with multiple people, or the times that you slept with someone else? Is that gonna happen too? Because it doesn't look like it. They sit down and the PI is like, you know, why are you here? And Angela, you know, gives him a rundown. You know, I met him 7 years ago. I always been doubtful of his real intentions.
Then I found a girl that was supposed to be a part of the chat group, and he was helping. I'm seeing a girl named Cheetah.
He just got found cheating, and now he's talking to another woman.
And you had the audacity to put that girl on your private number that you just got away with still being married to me after cheating on me?
And here's what I told you guys. She gets into the restaurant, tells this man that he's handsome, and then the moment that Michael does anything remotely, even like looking at another woman, she loses her mind. So, you know, the double standards here are pretty clear. Skyla's like, what? You didn't tell me about another woman?
Isn't that ironic? Her name's Cheetah.
Ain't it ironic? Cheetah. I cheat on you ass.
Yeah.
Isn't it ironic? Isn't it ironic that she is named Cheetah? Probably producers. Because that's what it's seeming like right now. I know and I understand that Michael didn't have the best intentions coming here to the US with Angela, but this man stood with her for 7 years. We watched this man get abused on TV for 7 years. And so now the PI is giving her a couple jobs. You know, you have to get all the usernames. I have a huge network.
And I'll do a complete dark web, gray web, and surface web search. I've got a network that's got a long reach.
Even if it's deleted, I'll be able to find it. And she's like, oh my God, that's awesome. She's so happy about it because she wants to find out if Michael is scamming her. At this point, I don't care. I don't care. And this is just a leeway for the tell-all that we're gonna all witness. And you're gonna be like, oh my God, we hire an investigator. And this is what he found on Michael. And I'm pretty sure that whatever he found,
I've got a 189-page report.
oh my God, was not as horrible as they are making it seem. Because even after that, Angela still stayed with Michael. Now let's move on to Manuel and Ashley. Mr. Oh, I can't get over your student loan debt.
Mis cuentas que tengo en Ecuador.
Tus cuentas.
Sí, mis deudas que tengo en Ecuador.
Now it turns out that has debt over there in Ecuador, and that's what he was using the money for, to pay for his debt. You guys criticize your partner for something one episode, and then you do the same thing on the next episode.
Que es más importante para pagar mis mierdas en Ecuador.
So now, because he's actually drunk, you know, he's spilling all this stuff, and he's telling her, like, yeah, you're not responsible for your debts, but I am responsible for mine, and I'm paying mine in Ecuador. I'm paying my stuff in Ecuador. Are you listening to yourself? No, probably not. You're drunk. You're drunk. You're probably not listening to anything you're saying at the moment. Ashley's like, with my money? With my money? And Manuel goes, yes, yes, with your money. Your money, because we're a couple, right? Like, you're married to me. That's why.
Hypocritica.
You have to give it to Ashley for trying her hardest to say words in Spanish. It's hipócrita, but girl, like, yes, he's such an hipócrita.
Manuel continues to lie to me.
Mama's reaction when she found out what he was talking about. Now, putting all the funny stuff on the side, let's get real with this conversation. Of course, Ashley is incredibly frustrated because, again, Manuel was caught on another lie. He starts walking away because, yeah, everyone is gonna gang up on him. Ashley is so confused because she's just like,
we cried together. We cried together.
And Mama right away is like, those were crocodile tears because there's no way that that was real. There's no way that his reaction was genuine. Now Ashley is saying that she hasn't trusted him in the past, and now she doesn't even see herself trusting him in the future.
I don't even know if I can be in this relationship anymore.
Ashley's mom then tells her, you know, we got you, baby girl. Like, if you need to dump him, we have your back.
Let me just go see where he's at right now, okay?
Ashley's mom thinks that Manuel doesn't have debt in Ecuador.
I really think he sent the money to the ex. I think he has a whole nother family.
But I don't think that he's just sending it to them. You know, they say that drunk words are sober thoughts, and that's exactly what's happening right now because Manuel's spilling everything. So
tuve que pagar esa deuda con ese dinero que alguien me dio, alguien de mi familia en Ecuador. Tiene que hacerse responsable de esa deuda.
It's not that I abused her trust. It's just that, like, I just didn't want her to know. I didn't think she was gonna find out. What do you mean you didn't think she was gonna find out? What do you mean you didn't want to tell her? Like, she's your partner. You marry this woman. You should be able to trust your wife.
Quería que cuando ella se entere, lo que se duele gastar el dinero como lo es para mí cuando ella compra sus cosas.
And then he expresses his real intentions, and that is that he wanted her to feel how he feels when she spends money on things that she doesn't need. You guys need marriage counseling. And you need personal counseling, Manuel.
Ahí está la loca.
¿Qué está pasando?
Why are you referring to your partner that way? Would you like for her to speak that way about you? Would you like for her to talk about you like that?
Tú gastas en tu... Yo gastar en algo importante.
Her being concerned about what you are doing with the money that she's giving you is granted, okay? You calling her that and hiding things from her, hoping that she's never gonna notice, and then admitting that you also did it because you want her to feel how you feel.
Es sobre cada vez yo encontrar algo contigo.
But Manuel seems to keep thinking that, like, you know, this is about the money. This is money, 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 money. All she wants from you and all she's asking of you is to be honest with her, is to tell her what you need, to tell her what you want. And I am pretty sure that if you would have told her that you have debt in Ecuador and that you need to pay it off so your family don't need to do that, she would have given you the money.
People with penises are ass.
Ashley understands that both of them are drunk and that this is not the time to have this conversation. So Manuel takes off and Ashley goes back inside to have some more drinks and be with her family. And in his confessional, Manuel says that maybe it's time for him to go home because their marriage is not really working.
Y yo no sé qué más hacer. Pueda luchar por este amor.
That's not really the solution. And I don't think that's gonna get them anywhere. I hope that Manuel decides to stop lying to Ashley once and for all. You have a good partner. Like, yes, Ashley might exaggerate at times. Ashley might do things at times that are questionable, but she's still a good partner and she still tries to talk to you. She still tries to understand where you're coming from. Do you guys think that Gino is doing this on purpose because he gets to hold that over Jasmine's head? What do we think about Sophie and Rob? You know, what's going on right there? This is just such a terrible situation and I really just hope that they don't ever get back with each other. What do we think about how Emily reacted to her parents? Like, that was a little questionable. That's gonna be it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. See you guys next week. To all the new people, I appreciate you so much. You have no idea. And I hope that I can continue to provide those videos that you guys enjoy. See you next time. Bye.